I've just read this very interesting article on page 4 in the first edition of the Growsmart newspaper of 2020. And it speaks to how to be an entrepreneur. Remember, in our last video, I introduced you to a number of entrepreneurs. All those entrepreneurs were busy looking at face masks. So today, I want to talk to you about you being an entrepreneur. And how are you going to be an entrepreneur? First thing I want you to do is to think about what are the things that you love doing. What is your passion? Do you love assisting your mother in the kitchen with baking cookies or with the food? Do you love taking the neighbor's dog for a walk? Do you love reading? Any one of those activities you can turn into a very successful business. And so what I want you to do is to list those things that you love doing and how we're going to turn that around into you being in charge of your own destiny by developing your own successful business. So what are you going to do? You are going to identify what are the things that I'm going to require in order to develop my business. So is your business going to be a service business, or are you going to produce a product? Remember in our last video, I introduced you to Auntie Maureen. This week, I came across a new entrepreneur who developed a face mask with a nozzle. Let me demonstrate it to you very quickly. Do you see the difference? Do you see this face mask looks a lot trendier and fashionable? So why did he put a nozzle into his face mask? It is simply to assist with the breathing process. And immediately it is a step up from Auntie Maureen's face mask, which looks trendy because it has hearts on it, but this one has an addition of a nozzle which makes breathing easier. So what is the difference that we are looking at? There would be a price difference because the nozzle adds an important element to the face mask, but it is more costly. So we're going to talk around what are the materials that you require in order to develop your product or your service. In this instance, we are using the face mask. Now let's look at Auntie Maureen's face mask. She has material, and because it has a heart on it, it is a slightly more expensive material than a plain material. There is an elastic that is required, and there is cotton that is required to put all of these things together. With a new entrepreneur, fabric that stretches without any elastic required. So when you look at developing your product, you need to look at what are the materials or equipment that you require to make your product. And with that, you are going to require funding. It is costly to develop a product. So who's going to invest in your business? Who's going to invest in your service or your product? Is it your parents? Is it your aunt or your uncle? Or do you have enough money in your banking account to be able to develop your product? Once you've decided on that product, you need to develop an online presence. So what is an online presence? You all have a cell phone, I'm sure, but you're also all probably on Facebook or on WhatsApp. And let's just use WhatsApp as our point of communication. So what are you going to do? I'm sure you all love doing selfies. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take a selfie of myself with my mask and then put that onto my WhatsApp group and share it with everybody and inform them that I have a face mask to sell. So I'll share it with my friends, I'll share it with my family, and people will know that I am an entrepreneur and I'm selling masks. So that is having an online presence. What we are going to do then is to establish what are the things that I need to do in order to take my business to the next level. And in our next video, I'm going to introduce you to the 4 P's of marketing my product or service. Don't forget, the face mask is important to combat COVID-19, as well as washing your hands and making sure that when you sneeze into your elbow. Until next time, Ismail Teladia saying bye.